Hi everybody, it's Craig Cobb here and welcome to another week for ICE Weekly Commentary. We're looking at the Russell Index here. I'm filling in for Nick McDonald and we've had a conversation and we're both of the same opinion when we're looking at these different markets. And look, when we look at the Russell right now, it's it's been a small sort of consolidation period of time really. If we come up here and have a look at the daily, you can see what's happened here. We've had this major, well, not major. We've had this pullback that we've seen once, twice, three times, and that's back into this moving average zone here on the weekly, into this 10-period moving average. And what we've seen is each time we've moved away. Now, last week what we saw was a slight pullback. We saw here that there was a lower high coming in. However, what we then did see once more is a higher low than here, and a higher high. So the uptrend resumed, and the uptrend was to simply continue. Now, as it stands right now, it is a positive sign because as of Friday, we closed above the highs on the Russell. We closed above the highs, which is significant. We've also closed above this level of resistance, which is also a good sign there. And we've got higher highs and higher lows with the uptrend resuming again. So looking at that right now, nothing but bullishness coming in there. Coming out now and having a look at the weekly time frame, and you can see really there's no sign of weakness coming in here. We saw what Nick had said last week, that he was bullish on the Russell and looking for long opportunities only. And Nick also did speak of this is how he was looking at seeing the move go for a one-to-one based on that candle up somewhere around here. Now, based on that as well, this trade is still or this analysis that Nick did is still very valid, and I agree with it, and I'm sticking with it as well. So once again for this week, I think that we should just look bullish on the Russell at this stage. Again, at the chance to sound like a broken record, which I'm sure I do, we do have overextension. Okay, we just need to make sure that we are aware of that. The thing is, it's going to pull back at some stage. There's no signs of weakness just yet. We've got higher highs and higher lows coming in with very strong weekly candles on the Russell. We've also got higher highs and higher lows on the daily. Plenty of room to move on the daily because we've just come back into the daily moving averages, so this could really have a good run. It does need to pull back at some stage, but just no signs of weakness just yet. Keeping an eye on this, I think that my perspective is only looking for bullish opportunities. If we come down and have a look at this level too, might even get some buying opportunities off of this level of resistance through here at about 11.20. So we'll have a look at some of the cash markets now and just see what they're looking like. And first of all, it's the Dow Jones, and the Dow has had a very strong week last week in comparison to the Russell. What we saw again was we saw a little pullback at the beginning of the week, and then we saw back into this zone, and then a move away. The really important thing I think to note is the way it's reacted, or not reacted I should say, to 16,000. That's a very round number, and round numbers such as this quite often add work as support and resistance. Now, price held there for a little while. It's a little bit tentative, but then it broke out without any problem at all, and we've closed well above those 64 points, or 64 ticks above 16,000. So that's a very bullish sign. Good indicators. Everything suggesting that we'll see the Dow Jones moving higher. On the weekly, once again, same sort of thing. I mean, we've been above these old highs for quite some time now. We were in a bit of a range for quite a while. But we've come out of that, and we just been steady buying momentum, and they're the types of markets that we as technical traders at Trade Position much prefer to trade because it's it's kind of one-way traffic. But it's looking at this, it's starting to. It's not too extended, so it could continue this move. It does look nothing but bullish. Pull back into here would be something that would be healthy, but I just don't see any evidence of that occurring this week. It does look very strong, very bullish, and on the monthly, it's not even very extended here. We saw a consolidation into this zone and a nice move. So the Dow looking as though it is definitely leading the Russell out. Coming and having a look here at the S&P, same sort of thing. On the monthly, we'll go from the top down. Beautiful uptrend. Does need a pullback at some stage, not quite as extended as the Russell. On the weekly, again, it's been moving very, very well. Just strong buying momentum, steady as she goes, and up we go, closing at the absolute highs. And if you have a look, closed the absolute high this week, last week, a few weeks ago, here, there's been a lot of this occurring. And when it has occurred, more times than not, we've seen a bullish week following. When we closed higher at the high here, we saw a bullish week following. Here was the only exception. It didn't break to the high. If we see here, bullish week closing at the highs, broke to a high, big move. Closed at the highs, broke the high, good move. Here's the break of the high. Little move, not a big move, but we see more bullishness. So if this high can be taken out, I think we'll just continue to see more buying momentum. On the daily, you can see it's pulled back into these averages, like much the same as the Dow, and it looks like it's set to continue this move. There's no real weakness being shown in here at all. And the other thing to note is look where it's pulled back into. It pulled back into nearly got into. If you can argue if I just draw it to about there, it's a couple of ticks. That's all it is. Came close and it's just rejected. Very, very bullish indeed. And the last one is the Nasdaq. Monthly looking very strong, weekly looking very strong as well, and simply on the daily, same sort of thing. It is like the Russell on the Nasdaq, where except for it's probably the most lagging of all of the markets, because if you see here, it hasn't actually broken the old highs. Okay, whereas every other market has, the S&P, the Dow have done it easy, and the Russell has closed above. The Nasdaq not quite as strong. However, it's had a pullback and it does look decent as well. So coming back to wrap up my analysis on the Russell today, look, for the week ahead, I'm remaining bullish. I'm looking for opportunities to join this trend and get long. Could be buying opportunities in around this 1120 level on the lower time frames for sure, and just seeing how this plays out. I don't see any signs of weakness, and when I don't see any signs of weakness, there is really no point in me suggesting that I'm going to be looking for short trades, because as of this stage, unless things change majorly, I will not be. Now, one other thing to mention here, guys. Thanksgiving on Thursday. First of all, I'd like to wish you all a fantastic Thanksgiving, hoping you're spending it with your families and enjoying lots of food and fun. And also, there will be limited trading hours Thursday and Friday, so keep that in mind. Probably not a bad idea just to enjoy some time with the family. Do your trading during the rest of the week, but there will be trading hours. Have a look on the ICE website for exactly when they will be. So again, from all of us, have a great Thanksgiving, a great trading week. I'm looking for long opportunities on the Russell. Take care. Speak soon. Bye for now.